we back like the juggernaut, bitch. This is Alex Lexus, co-producer, co-CEO with my co-producer Nelson and the senator on your knees. You know I'm gonna get you every time, man.
Of course you are.
This is the New Gaming Order Podcast weekly gaming news show, and today is December 4th, 2014. So we're gonna jump right into it. But before we get started, with the exception of Chris Nelson, any opening comments?
Sorry I couldn't make it yesterday to the Street Fighter 5 podcast. I had a little heart issue yesterday, so sorry for that, guys. And keep watching the show because our view count is going up and we're getting more people as the week follows. So
You know what? Nelson looks like a character out of GTA. Like he could look like a protagonist in GTA beating up people with his haircut.
don't say I look like Nico from fucking Grand Theft Auto 4. I heard that shit too many
Hit
times
to the
today.
beat, pow. Yo, that knockout video was something else. But Chris, any opening comments?
Boys have a penis, girls have a vagina. I got nothing.
I set myself up for that. I was like, maybe he's gonna say something, but it just didn't work. But getting started, New Gaming Order fans. Now, most of you who've been checking out, for you Resident Evil folks, Capcom has created an HD remastered version of Resident Evil Original. Now, I was looking at the trailer prior to the podcast, and I'm pretty excited for it. That's and it looks like they didn't really change anything. I was thinking that they were going to switch it to over the shoulder, but no, they left it intact. It looks like it still has the controls where forward is always moving. You forward and you rotate.
You can switch between classic and the newer style.
Yeah, from the trailer though, it looked cool. Like, I mean, I would love to see a Onimusha HD remastered or something. You know what I mean? Because they were built off the same engine initially in terms of how you played the game. But I'm excited. It's coming out January 20th, 2015. But on your knees, and then Nelson, what are your thoughts on that? Are you excited that Capcom even went this route, and why now?
The register's empty, so they need to fill it back up. That's why now.
Okay.
They could do that with a lot of games, but Resident Evil is one of their premier franchises. It's not in the sewers like they think Mega Man is, so that's why they're going with this. They're also looking to revive the series because 5 and 6 were not nearly received as well as they would have hoped, especially 6. But I think I'm going to take a pass on it, but a thumbs up. It will be on PC from what I understand.
Yeah.
Hopefully simultaneous launch, so more kudos to you, Capcom. And it's only $20 from what I understand, so it's not a full price buy. So that makes it even more appealing to people who who haven't checked it out, or maybe they skipped the GameCube version. I had the GameCube version, so that's why I'm not as excited for this. But for $20, it's probably going to be a good buy, especially if you haven't checked out the GameCube version.
And I think it's a smart time to do it with all this next gen technology. They're like people like the old Niners who never really got the chance to understand why some of us like Resident Evil, the original content. Now they get to see why. So I'm excited. That's a smart move, but it's sad that Capcom has to go back to what the entity that was Capcom back then, going back and trying to fill that register so they can replenish their resource money, R&D money to do other games. But it is what it is. It works for Street Fighter. Why not Resident Evil? So, but Nelson, what are your thoughts?
From what I heard a long time ago, I haven't checked up recently on the news of like the whole remake of it. I heard they basically did not touch any graphical part from when they ported it over to the GameCube or the regular Wii. I heard it's just like a slight touch up on the text, slight touch up on the textures, and that's it. It's just like a little rub here, rub there kind of shit.
No, they polished it.
In a sense, I mean, I would have just been like, look, we have the power of the PS4, right? We have the power of the Xbox One. Let's just do a ridiculous overhaul on the game where people have the options to either play it like Resident Evil 6 or play it like the old school 1990, what, 7, I
Hmm.
think it came out, 1997 version of the game. And that would have been awesome, but they kept it exactly intact, probably up to the GameCube slash Wii par graphics, and just like I said, just like a little patch here, a little patch there, little touch ups. And
But now, you know what? I was thinking with HD remakes, Halo Master Chief Collection set the bar. If you're gonna do HD remixes or whatever on the next gen, it should be at that caliber. And considering what these new consoles are capable of doing, Resident Evil should have more of that kink, graphically. So maybe it's Capcom's lack of resources in terms of the R&D. Like they're bleeding, you know what I mean? So this is just an attempt to get some revenue.
yeah, it's just like what Chris said. They're just sitting there putting out games that they know that might sell, and they're just like, all right, yeah, we're just not gonna even care about filling the game up even further than what it is. It's just only $20, so it's a price tag for anyone that can afford it. And on top of that, they're just trying to milk whatever money that they can possible to either put out for the supposed Street Fighter V announcement that's coming out in like a week and a half or so, or
Mm.
just for future titles.
Mm. Well,
That's what they did with Dead Rising 3, right? They expected it to sell like some ridiculous scale
and it
when it
didn't.
came out for the X1, and
In-app
Honestly,
purchase.
that game should have been multi-console. And this is, and yes, Sony fans, I don't believe that third-party folks should be putting games like Dead Rising solely on one console. Like that doesn't make sense. You got it on PC or whatever, but I don't know. They just I don't agree with that. But it is what it is, and I'm pretty sure that there might have been some benefits to Dead Rising 3 on the PS4. But it I don't know. That's going into another topic, but moving on. GTA 5. GTA 5, GTA 5, pow, 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 pow. And those of you who know the video that I'm referring to, has been pulled from shelves in Australia. Okay? Now, apparently there was some activists, feminists, who they made a big stink. I'm not gonna go into too much detail, but GTA has been, getting some flack over the content that's in the game. Now, granted, some of that stuff with like the prostitutes and the first person stuff, like, I mean, parents got to be parents. You can't just let your kids go and get this game or buy the game for the kid, not knowing, that's like parental guidance, But what makes GTA any different than any movie? It's a form of art. It's a media outlet. You know what I mean? So all the stuff that they're trying to crucify GTA 5 on, they should crucify some movies. It makes no sense, But um, I know, Nelson, you're taking your meds, but I wanted to give you the floor first and then on your knees. What do you think about this nonsense going on in Australia?
well, they just basically any violent game that comes out within Australia, they're not going to actually distribute it because they don't have like major retailers like we have over here, like GameStop, all these mom and pop shops. They only have Target and I believe Kmart or Walmart
Yeah.
out there in Australia. So they
Yeah,
only
they,
have
they have
two
Target and
outlets.
Kmart or something like that. Mm-hmm.
So they only have two outlets, dude, which is funny because those two companies are not really video game store companies. They don't sell games like solely. They sell other shit, food,
Yeah,
clothing,
yeah, yeah.
electronic
Yeah.
stuff like that. So they're trying to write up a petition, if I remember, to get Target and Kmart to rethink their options of actually selling Grand Theft Auto 5 out there so the fans can enjoy the next gen versions of the game.
Mm-hmm.
But it seems to be that fans are having to buy, excuse me, they have to buy the games over within the our side, the state
Yeah,
side,
they
to
do.
get them
They
over to
import
Australia.
like or internet buys and such.
And it's even more money for them to get it, even though Australia makes more money minimum wage than us.
But
ridiculous. They
stuff
get
is
like
hella
what?
expensive though.
Yeah,
Like
their
Yeah.
games retail for upwards of over $100 for brand new games.
unbelievable.
It's often cheaper to buy the U.S. version and ship it over here.
Yep.
But what they make out there like 17.25 an hour?
So,
No, it's just they just get bent over the table. That's all it is.
No, I'm
There's
saying like their
no
minimum wage out there, I think is like
it
17 or 19
they
something an hour.
they I don't know. That's they probably have fewer less disposable income or something, but that's just how it works out. There's no reason for it to be that high, and there's been a lot of shit over that for a while.
hmm
I don't know how it's ending up. Digital distribution is helping a little, but they'll still pay $90 for a game we pay 64.
That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. They're
So they
they're
got
they're
that.
they're getting bent over like that dude in what was that, Game of Thrones, or what was that? It's some craziness. You know what I mean? That it just, why is that, like, you know what, in my country where I'm from, right? It's the same thing. The inflation is just ridiculous. You can sit there and be like, all right, you know what? I want to buy this. You can ask my brother-in-law. I swear to you, if you were to buy an Xbox 360 in the Caribbean, right? Okay, an Xbox 360 new when it first came out was like $400, right, or $399. It's almost 900, close to $1,000 to get that. Probably more than that. You know what I mean? To buy certain cars, it's almost like $500,000 their money. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous. Like it, I don't know, but not straying from the point too much. The whole thing with this censoring and all that. I mean, part of the article was saying that, oh well, this type of game is showing that our kids that we can tolerate, or that type of violence is tolerable. Not everyone plays GTA the same. Like that POW video, like somebody just had nothing better to do, run around knocking out random people. Like it doesn't. Not everyone is going to mimic what they see like on TV and gaming and stuff like that. You can't blame games for everything. But I mean, anything you two want to add on that before we move on, because this is just ridiculous. I mean, using games as a scapegoat, that it's like video gaming industry takes a hit for a lot of stuff, and it's no different than movie media. It's just that you can
Uh,
control it. That's it.
well, in Australia, it's a bigger issue in Britain, but I think it's also a slightly bigger issue in Australia than is America. They have a big politically correct angle there. So that's part of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's very hard to get violent games made over there. Like the Manhunt games aren't there. There's a bunch of other games that you can't get released out there either.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest, I'm surprised GTA got under the radar, got released just based on their previous history. But you just got more social justice warriors, ultra authoritarian feminists trying to shut this shit down, and Australia's the loser in this time. That's all.
Now, you know what? On a final note, on that particular topic, okay, let's say these people do win, right? They eradicate violent video games, right? What's the next thing they're gonna blame? They're never satisfied. They're always going after something. They're like in a rocking chair, fussing. You know what I mean? And they can rock back and forth and go nowhere. All that energy, like it's just like, leave people to their vices. People are gonna enjoy their gaming and whatnot. I mean, hell, gaming, I don't see like people, playing video games causing death. You know what I mean? Why don't they go after cigarettes and all kinds of, like, drugs or whatever? You know what I mean? Like it just baffles my mind where the people's priorities
Yeah.
are and what they
Well,
go after.
logic doesn't apply to those people. They have a mission and they're out to accomplish it no matter what they have to do. It's the same with the anti-drug commercials that outright like the kids for many years.
Hmm.
Same with the anti-cigarettes, anti-drinking. You saw it in that shit.
Yeah.
Now you're seeing it with the new generation, everyone raised by helicopter parents. Um, their world has to be protected, precious little snowflakes.
Yeah.
There can't be any strife. They don't like discussion because they can't think outside their own little box. The people of authority around them have crafted for them, so
Hmm.
you can't even talk to these people efficiently. Or to
Yes.
try to get any type of discussion because they see discussion as an assault or harassment on them.
Yeah, because
Because
you don't agree with their point of
yeah,
view.
and you're challenging them. They don't know how to deal with that because They always got a trophy, dead last in the baseball team, or no, we're in a league that doesn't keep score.
Yeah,
Everyone graduates just because, and it's a fucking mess.
yeah,
But all you can do is stay strong and don't tolerate their bullshit. Unfortunately for Australia, they lost this round.
yeah. And you know what? Brought that topic up because I know. Shout out to Alpha Omega Sin. I'm a fan of your show. This is something that I'm pretty sure that he would have a strong opinion on, and probably already has a video up talking about these
Two
types of topics.
videos.
Yeah. So I mean, make sure you guys check them out. I'm pretty sure everybody under the blue moon of video gaming knows this man. But yeah, that's a topic that I'm pretty sure that he can attack a lot better than we do. But moving on, PlayStation, the original 20th anniversary. Now, it's rather interesting, and I want to share a memory. Like I remember my parents, they hated video games. I'm telling you, like they hated Nintendo. And my dad, with his accent, could not say Nintendo. He said Nintendo. He's like, I hate that Nintendo. This is going to mess up the TV. I'm like, okay, that bullshit from Oprah. Like, yeah, you leave a Nintendo on your CRT TV too long, it's gonna burn an image or whatever. So my parents hated it, right? And to my surprise, me and my brother, I think it was 94, 95, right? My parents, Christmas. What do we see? Open the box, rip the wrapping off. It was a PlayStation. I was like, get the hell out of here. That was probably the coolest thing my parents ever did in terms of getting something because it was just unlike them. But I'll never forget that feeling when I actually got my first PlayStation with my brother. And man, that demo disc had hours and hours worth of play on it. You know what I mean? That was cool, But congratulations to Sony for being in the industry for so long. You know what I mean? Like that is a big milestone for them. And with all things considered, we know the controversy as to the Nintendo PlayStation, which is what it actually was, an add-on to the Super Nintendo. To give you guys a little bit of history, and Nintendo tried to take Sony to court. The courts in Japan ruled for Sony. It was this, but it was part Nintendo's fault too because they wanted to pull from the project, and then Sony's like, "Hey, we got all this. Let's turn it into our own system." You know what I mean? So that's some trivia for you guys for the 20th anniversary of the original PSX, as they call it in Japan. But Nelson, any words on Sony's 20th anniversary? Then Chris.
Basically, that's, congrats to Sony for being in the industry, as you said, for that long. For the fact of that, they not only made a specified theme of where you put it on the PlayStation 4, it literally has the launch sound of the original PlayStation 1
Yeah.
logo.
Uh huh.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Also,
They got the system too with the colors and
yes,
everything.
they branded the entire system in the original gray color with the original red, what is it, red and blue
Red,
or
blue,
red and yellow
yellow.
logo?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, red, blue,
When
yellow.
they go
Yeah.
dum 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 dum
And they
dum.
branded that
Yeah.
logo on the console itself, and it actually says on the bottom 20th year, and it shows, I think, like when it started until now,
Mm-hmm.
like the actual date of the console. I find that to be pretty cool.
Well, you know what? As much as you guys know that it was because of the PS2 I had issues with Sony, but initially the PlayStation never had any qualms with Sony. That yeah, I mean I had two of them, very sturdy, very reliable. And congrats to them. Really, I really mean that to the Sony fans that actually watch the show. I mean, I got my Bleem emulators and all that. They had some great titles on the original PlayStation. So, kudos to them. Chris, any words? Because I don't think you own a PlayStation, did you?
No, I had all of them. I didn't have a three. I unlike you had issues with the PS1, not the PS2. I even dropped my PS2 from a height about 5 feet onto a sidewalk and didn't break.
What the heck
Uh,
was this? Unbelievable. You know what?
but
Maybe it was
my
just me.
No, you weren't the only one to have the issue.
Uh huh.
My issue with the PS1, the tracks would wear out on the first gen ones for the laser, so you
Mm.
had to turn it upside down for it to play some games right.
That happened to me too, but it still worked. It still worked. You
Yeah,
know.
so I had that one. I had the white one, the slim.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I had trying to think. Yeah, there was a lot of good games on there. So more power to them. They made it.
Hmm.
Can't say they're doing too well considering the other thing we talked about earlier, the hack with the Sony Pictures.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that towards the end because everybody knows Sony got butt fucked with the whole security breach. They said something to do with the movie, like they were
Yeah, it was Sony Pictures that got hacked.
yeah.
They got hacked. I'll have to look it up so we can come back to that in a moment. But
Yeah, I
they're
know a little
still
about it.
they're
Hmm.
still shut down. They haven't come back up and up running yet since their hack.
Unbelievable. But moving on to a quick topic, Shinwar just sent me a text message. Now Nelson, right? Remember I was complaining WWE 2K15 erase my character, right? That first day that we did that stream with my character and you had Sting and people say I betrayed you and all that. That was pretty funny. That was a plot twist as such. Why did Shinwar just lose his save, his entire game save, all his stuff, all his progress? He's like, okay, WWE 2K15 saved. Hold on, erase. Wow, this game's just gonna is going back. Unbelievable. So Nelson, he might be trading the game in as well. All that effort, like you know what, 2K and Ukes, you guys got to fix that. How is it that you go through the NXT, you go through the 2K showcase, and then you come to find that that bug is wiping out your saves? Unbelievable.
It's weird because they also have like a fix of you avoiding your save to get either corrupted or just like randomly deleted like entirely.
How did
But I
that?
don't think we should go through that extent to play the game because that means certain modes are like out of the question and going about the game a certain way is out of the question. So that's the reason why I sold the game because it had no replay value for me, not enough content, mechanics were off, and you had to like be frustrated as fuck to just get the game intact. So
Mm-hmm.
that shit went back to the store. I got Microsoft points for Destiny. So
Matter of fact, you know what? No comment. I'm gonna leave it there. But yeah, and Chris used to be big, and like we would go to his house, and when Demizo eliminated himself in the triple threat tables match,
I remember
it,
that.
the,
I was never able to duplicate that. I don't know how the hell he did that.
he who would he have? Undertaker?
He had Undertaker. He did a flying body out of the rope,
Uh,
out
uh,
of the
uh,
ring to the outside, and he went through a table. It was a table
and
match.
he didn't know he was eliminated. He didn't know he was
He's
eliminated
like, "Why can't I get in the ring?"
because he.
Dumbass, you went through a
And
table.
then he wouldn't. He kept interfering in the match. He wouldn't let me in on your knees. Then I got beat up and I got pinned. I'm like unbelievable. You know what? I'm gonna get revenge for that. It's all good. There's gonna be a wrestling game that we all play. But consolidating two topics into one, Call of Duty just had its biggest patch for Advanced Warfare to date. Tweaks weapons, fixed bugs, and Halo. The patch rolled out for the matchmaking. Now the thing with Halo, they somewhat fixed it. They're about like 80%, but the thing is, it's like when they're doing the matchmaking, sometimes you don't have even teams. So, you know what? 343 Studios, they're still like trenching it right now, but they're making efforts, and it's better. At least you get into games. So, but still, you gotta fix it. Now with Call of Duty, they nerf some weapons, buff some other weapons. And I wonder why. Because there's some SMG weapons that people are just abusing the shit out of Nelson. And I was like, you know what? Let me take a break. I don't want to have a migraine or pass out while I'm driving because of anger. Because that game will make you mad, But um, I just wanted to make that service announcement on that. So for those of you who are playing Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, I play it quite often. And Halo, I play it quite often. I probably after this, I might do like a stream. If you guys are interested in looking me up, hey, just shoot me a message, Alex Lexus, and then Nelson doesn't have Call of Duty, but we can link up on Halo and whatnot. All right, but moving on, another Another thingy for the UK viewers and subscribers, the iPlayer launches for Xbox One. So being that like a Netflix alternative over there, now like it's a big deal for them. But I figured I mentioned it, because I didn't want to bypass news. But
They also can order pizza in the UK. They can order straight from Domino's through their app on the
wait,
Xbox
they
One.
got it before us? I thought
Yep,
we were supposed to get it first.
yep. They got it before us.
Unbelievable! Wait a minute. On your knees. Check this out. Imagine sitting at your Xbox and you see the freaking Connect. Shut up. Stop listening. All right. You say Xbox and then the Connect is like, hello. But anyway, you can sit in front of your Xbox and say, Xbox feed me. And then the whole Domino's thing, you can talk to it and it'll send pizza to your house. And they'll
Yep.
charge it just to the credit card that you have linked to your account.
Why
I
would you
think
want
that's cool.
pizza like Domino's?
What's that?
Why would you want booty ass pizza like Domino's?
I don't know. Look, hey, it's a promotional thing. I think it's slick, especially if you're in the middle of like a heated fighting game session or you're playing Madden. Or I think it's convenient, but then again, people are gonna get super lazy. But it's just a convenience.
I'm just making a joke. It's if you should be able to pre-program in phone numbers to have them make phone calls for you through Skype.
You know what? That's not a bad idea. Microsoft, if you're listening, on your knees has a good point right there. So
This way you can order, whatever the hell you want, not just some sponsored brands.
yeah, open it to more.
But can you make Skype phone calls through Xbox?
I think you can, because
So
it's the same Skype from the PC. It's
so
just
you can
tweaked
just
differently.
you can just program in numbers, can't you? So you
Yeah,
can do
I
it.
Yeah,
haven't.
you can still make phone calls on this Skype
Yeah,
on
it's the same
the
thing.
Xbox.
It's
Yeah,
the
so
same
you can
thing.
already do that. You just got to program it. You say, "Hey, Xbox, Skype, call pizza," and you order from your favorite place instead of just Domino's.
Now,
That
Nelson.
would be
Now,
ridiculous.
Nelson. This the Skype on Xbox does it have the voice command within the Skype itself, or is it still like you have to use a controller? Because
You
that would pretty much give weight to what on your knees is saying. Like, okay, you can say all this craziness because I know some of the apps, Chris, don't have the
They
connect.
don't have voice function.
Yeah, so it
Okay.
Skype
depends.
has the voice function, but I don't know what it's limited to. I don't know if you could just be like, oh, Skype, the name of the contact, or like I
Or
have no idea what it limits it to.
you
I
should
can
try
check
that.
after.
Yeah, you should try. You should try it, guys. See if it
Okay,
works.
all right, cool. All right, and lastly, what was that? Dragon Age and Bioware, and it's pretty funny. And I am open to everyone's lifestyle. Like, hey, if you're happy, sugar in the tank or whatever, it's all good. But that's- but Dragon Age actually approached having a transgender character within their game. All right. Now, I was watching the video for this prior to the podcast, and I think that they handled it with taste, with some dignity. It wasn't belittling or anything. It was just like you're talking to people. It was pretty cool. Kudos to BioWare for taking that kind of risk. But nowadays, that type of lifestyle, or that people are just out there with it. It's just become like a new normal, so to speak. But on your knees, what are your thoughts on this? I know Alpha Omega Sin already chatted about it, but is this a good idea, a bad idea?
uh,
Are people gonna go after Bioware for having a transgender character in their cast? You know?
oh, well, I haven't played the game yet, so I can't tell you if it's really shoehorned in. But it's nothing new for Bioware.
Mm-hmm.
Was Dragon Age One had three relationship options, or they had four total, three for each sex, two for each sex. There was straight female, straight male, then bisexual male and female. So they covered all their bases. So that's just how it was. Mass Effect had a race of all females they were essentially bisexual because they could mate with anything. They just took DNA samples and made their own thing and made children that way. So this is nothing new for them. Like I said, I'd have to see if it's shoehorned in or not, but this is surprising. They're usually rather respectful for it. They give the characters real motivation. Give me 1 second.
Yeah. So Nelson, while Chris is handling that one call, what are your thoughts on?
Sorry about that. I'm back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So this is I lost my train of thought. Sorry, guys.
No, yeah, with the transgender character, they
Yeah.
handled it with taste and class. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
They're typically good with that. The one guy in Mass Effect 1, he says, "Hey, I could die at any day. I got to get action where I can."
Unbelievable. He
Yeah,
said that.
that
What?
essentially that's what he said. Yeah, he's because he was an assassin. He was bought as a kid as a slave, used as a sex slave, became an assassin, and he's like, "Yeah, I can die any day, so I don't care who I lay with. Just give me some action." And the woman was a woman of the
What?
church, but the church was more open-minded, so she stuck with
Oh,
whoever she wanted to.
oh man. We got thoughts in video games now. This is
Well, that
craziness.
was just Dragon Age 1. That I definitely think that's better than 2. Haven't played 3 yet. I'm waiting for my, how can I put this safely since we're broadcasting, my review copy to be available.
Okay.
But we'll see what happens.
Okay. So Ali G, what are your thoughts on this?
Ali G, really?
Respect. I.
He's got to put on some yellow
Um,
now, doesn't he?
Unbelievable. Respect.
um, about the whole transgender thing issue, I mean, to me, it's not like super crazy to the point where people's gonna be like, really? I'm not gonna play this. This game is bad, like homophobe and blah 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 and all this other stuff. It's just a game, guys. All right.
Yeah.
You take it as it is. If you can't like it to the direction that they try to cater to certain people, like BioWare is known for doing the whole transgender or bisexual thing with like Star Wars and Mass Effect and Dragon
Oh,
Age,
Star
then
Wars had one too. I forgot about that.
yeah, yeah, they did it. I mean, hey, it's a game. It's not like someone's coming to see your house, knocking on your door, be like, "Hey, can I have sex with you?" And they're transgender. It's not like
What
they're
the
invading your personal space.
heck?
All right.
Unbelievable. That's a good one. Good touch. Good touch. Unbelievable. Well, I mean, with that being said, now media is just involving all types of people, and gaming is no different. So, just hey, world, get ready for a ride. But like the video that I did get to see, I watched it twice, and I would have to say they did a good job with it. But with that, that covered most of the topics I wanted to
Want to get
review.
back on
But
the Sony thing?
what say again?
You want to get back on the Sony
Yeah,
hack?
yeah. Like going towards the end,
So
we're gonna do some cleanup. Like Chris has some two announcements he wanted to make, or in terms of honorable mentions in terms of the news. So Chris, you got the floor.
all right, so the Sony hack. Apparently, this was last Monday. It looks like allegedly from the Sony Pictures branch of Sony, the hackers claim they got 100 terabytes of data. They're
Mm.
not saying how long they were in the network, but considering Sony Pictures sends out the 4K resolution movies to theaters, they have massive bandwidth. So this doesn't have to be like they were in there for a full year, even though they might have been. I sent you the thing where they kept their passwords in a folder labeled passwords to Sony IT.
Stupid, unbelievable.
Yeah, so they
You know,
got
like
metal.
they were saying in Brooklyn, you stupid, yo, you stupid, yo. Like for real, unbelievable. Go ahead.
Yeah, they got social security numbers. They got every
What?
5 movies were leaked. All their projects are on hold. Sony Pictures has been shut down for almost 2 weeks now.
That's not funny, man.
I forgot the name of the 5 movies, but the new war movie with I think it was Brad Pitt. That one was leaked
That
before.
that one, what was it? It was the most pirated movie because of that.
That's yeah, because it got the full HD version got leaked, not a crappy bootleg, full HD version.
That's terrible, man. Hold
And
on.
there's
Before you go any further, Nelson, what do you think about Sony getting or Sony Pictures getting hacked?
Let me ask that. You said they had a folder named passwords of
yeah,
everything.
with all the passwords in it. I don't think that's in this article. I read that earlier. Uh,
Unbelievable.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. No, they stole the passwords. I had to find it again, but yeah, they stored all their passwords in a folder named password.
What the fuck, man? Like, you can't be that
They,
dumb. I
they
mean,
only allegedly released 40 terabytes of the 100 terabytes they stole, so who knows what's in the other 60? That might just be all the
Ooh.
movies they stole, but who the hell knows?
Man, they're gonna get in big trouble if they get caught.
There's rumors thinking it's North Korea. The group that took credit for it, no one really knows anything about them.
And I know one of the movies was like plotting to kill,
Yeah,
the.
they think that it was in response to a movie or a documentary that did not take kindly to North Korea.
Why do you gotta get butthurt? It's a movie. Kim Jong Un, like, shut up. It's just a
well,
movie.
You gotta remember,
that's
this is a guy that kills people he doesn't like.
Well, yeah, he fed his uncle to those ravenous dogs. That was fucked up, man. But
I find this to be very ridiculous due to like the recent DDoSing that we've been receiving these past couple of months now with the
That's
whole
that lizard group thing that's doing that.
yeah, Lizard Squad. And I just find it so messed up that how all of a sudden Sony Pictures gets hacked and gets mad files and stuff leaked out, social security numbers taken, and whatever other X and Y Z amount of information. Y'all need to fix your shit. First mistake, first lesson learned, don't leave no fucking passwords in a folder called passwords. Right? You don't
unbelievable.
do that, Sony. I mean, whoever was there thought that Sony was like this monument safe house or whatever, thinking like they're not gonna get fucking hacked and shit. And
Oh,
then someone strolls in and be like, oh, done.
Yeah, this just shows you how many of these Fortune 500 companies that aren't pure technology companies in the sense in relation to internet.
yeah,
Their security is trash. Even most internet companies, their security is trash.
unbelievable. But I
The
mean,
only one that has good security is probably Apple. They go through
yeah,
ridiculous means.
airtight.
Yeah, they go through like when they have the new iPod or iPhone prototypes. They actually they make you designate a work desk. The person shows up, takes pictures of the work desk. This way, if any pictures leak, they can compare the table that it's on to
Wow.
who they gave it to, and they use the security wires to secure the device to the table.
Oh, okay.
This,
Damn.
for the prototype and testing kits or
Hmm.
the dev kits to give out
And
for unreleased products.
and speaking of which, like Microsoft or Xbox Live was under like a minimal attack. So there was a day where we couldn't even get online. Like we got online, but we couldn't connect to anybody because assholes being assholes. Like, some hackers. Some of you guys are detrimental to, the general populace. Why do you have to hack these people? Leave them alone. You know what I mean? Some people enjoy their products, and you're like when I was in Iraq. I remember when PSN got hacked really bad. I mean they were down for a minute. You know
Yeah,
what I
they were
mean?
down for 2 weeks, I think, at one point.
Yeah, and I was afraid that my information, because I didn't have PSN Plus, but I was buying stuff on on the network, and then I just linked my Vita to it like long time later, but still it's like, man, you don't feel so secure. But you know what? Just doing it to do it, that's not cool. You know what I mean? Because you're affecting people. So just I'm just saying, be nice. Be
I
nice.
mean, did you hear about the recent reports that Lizard Squad is also gonna do this shit again the day of Christmas so no one can have fucking fun on the internet and shit?
You see assholes like that, man. Like send SEALs Team 6 after them and beat their asses. But no, that's just me clowning around. But um, in closing, any other topics you want to hit before we log off, Nelson?
Yeah, the one little minor topic that's still somewhat in my head. Did you guys hear about the Samus Aran defective what did they call it?
Amiibos, Amiibo, yeah.
Amiibo, right?
Yeah, it went for like two
Apparently,
thousand or something, right?
yeah, the Samus one, that one that had like two guns on each arm, sold for like $2,500,
Mm,
and that's like just like a little fuck up that they did in the company. But apparently they made like about like 200 of those.
yeah.
So whoever has it and is keeping it is just like considered rare as fuck now. It
Uh
still has
huh.
the same abilities as the normal amiibo. It's just that the machine just clipped on two guns by mistake.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, oh, okay. Well, I mean, it's a rare item. So those of you who have it, save it. Probably like another 20 years, it's gonna be like a collector's. It's a collector's item now, but there's gonna be some good stuff.
Can you
Hmm.
talk about also the Steam thing that you'll be able to stream directly from Steam now?
Oh, I forgot all about that. The Twitch, and you know what? That helps me a lot because now if you can PC games, like I have a lot of Steam games that while I was in Afghanistan, that's all. I couldn't use my PS4, I couldn't use my Xbox, so I was doing a lot of the Steam stuff. Like what was that? Yaiba Ninja Gaiden Z. That was Steam. Lords of Shadow 2. That was Steam. A lot of that stuff you saw me putting on in Afghanistan all came from Steam. But now being able to stream, and now I got Quantum files. It's gonna be a wrap. There's gonna be some good stuff. A lot of good stuff. So hey, stay tuned for that. It'll be some goodness. But for the sake of time, anything else before we go?
Good Old Games has their winter sale, DRM free games. So GOG.com. I already got I got Shadowrun returns for $3 today. I wanted their flash sales. The Steam winter sale still going on too. I think that's going on for a few more days. And the Novo DRM was finally cracked. So that did last quite a while. That had the Shadow, was it the Lords of the Fallen, Shadow Lords, or whatever that game was? The
Mm,
Dark Souls clone.
yeah,
There's the
Garvin was
FIFA,
playing that.
yeah, the FIFA 15 and Dragon Age Inquisition. I think the first one, the Dark Souls clone, that already has a crack. The other two are still pending. But the DRM has been breached, and according to some people, there's no proof of it yet. The crack in the DRM actually makes the game run better.
Really? Well,
Because
just so you know, we don't condone piracy, but we're just giving you news. Just letting you know.
Chris doesn't condone stuff.
Disclaimer, disclaimer, warning, warning. Alrighty. So, Nelson, do you got any news or announcements before we log off?
I guess it's considered an announcement. Basically, after December, I would say 16th, 17th, I will have a new streaming machine thanks to NYC Playboy 87, who's donating once again a supercomputer that I can be able to now stream at 60 frames per second, 1080p. I can also stream PC games now on the highest of highest settings. So now we'll be bringing on more PC games, more Steam games for the viewers and stuff like that. And we're gonna have a massive, but I mean massive, massive overhaul in our presentation of the podcast, the stream in general. So stay tuned for that. I'm already in the works of it. So
All right, sweet, sweet, sweet. And with that, audience members and on your knees, what
he
the heck?
watches the old
NGO Inception.
Oh my
NGO
goodness!
with an NGO.
What the heck? Who's that in the middle? That's me.
Yeah, I think this is your Street Fighter podcast.
Oh shoot! No, that's
Is
not
it?
it. No,
No.
that's Noop on there.
That's on September 5th.
Oh, okay.
That is sick as hell. Okay.
Wow, you can read that? Damn,
Yeah.
that's print.
All right, good stuff. All right, so New Gaming Order fans, thank you for joining us. Please join us next week. We'll have some weekly news and any new specials. Nelson and I will put up like an announcement, just like we did for the Street Fighter Five wish list. That's part 1 of 5. I'm gonna rotate whoever is going to be on the next one. So this way I can get different folks. And towards the end, I want audience members to be in on that Street Fighter Five wish list series that probably will go into mid-January. All right. So without further ado, this is New Gaming Order. Thank you. We'll see you next time. Peace.